back and ready to finish up this year's regular season here in the year 2028 with the Angels. And yes, we will be closing out all the way to the end of the season, getting into postseason play and seeing if we can go ahead and lock up this division at last. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe while you guys is way into the video to show that love and support before we go ahead and jump in. And we have what could be a pretty easy road ahead of us. I mean, we're 7 games up on the Mariners and 7.5 over the Astros. Not a whole lot of games. I mean, mathematically, still the entire division is in place to get in here. But when you're down by that much in baseball, it feels like a lot more. And especially when we have a series head-to-head going up against the Mariners, who are in second place. We need every single one of these games here. So we're going to lock in and focus on this series, getting a couple player lock games here. Starting out with our pitcher comparison, as George Kirby has had a fantastic year, but Tanner Hoke off of free agency, man, 11-6, 3.6 ERA. Walk per 9, a little bit higher than I thought we would be getting with that 2.5, but has had a fantastic year coming off of free agent signing. I mean, we have an entire rotation that's built off of basically 2 signings, 1 signing, but we ended up trading him away for our now ace, and then 2 returnees from last year's World Series team. So, I mean, a completely different look for the rotation, especially because the 2 guys that we kept actually were the bottom of the rotation guys that were the most or least expensive to keep around. But I've been really impressed with what Tanner's been able to do for this team. He's been a very strong starter, very consistent starter, and I feel like we have a very deep rotation heading into the postseason run here. The question is going to be, are we going to be getting a first-round bye? Are we going to have to play in the wild card? Are we even going to win this division? As we saw last year, we came up from behind and snuck up and took the division in like the last weeks of the season to even get the division last year. So anything can happen here. We got to keep the Mariners down if possible. As we go to the play here, Julio Rodriguez chops this one on the ground right back to Tanner. Easy grab and throw over to first base as we got him. And that's a 1-2-3 start of the inning. And on our offensive side here, we get a double and a base hit there, scoring across a run. So we already have an early 1-0 lead. As it looks like the offense here is ready to play. No problems at all, as that's a great throw there by the shortstop there. Zach Neto making plays out in the field. Chopper on the ground here. This one goes down the first base line, so we'll have our first hit. No-hitter bid already out the way early, so now we don't have to worry about being perfect for the rest of the game. But that's an extra base hit with 1 out. And Jazz Chisholm Jr. What this team would look like if we actually had been able to acquire him, who knows? Now, he's hitting pretty much the same kind of average that Neto is, maybe a little bit better. But I think the speed difference, the power difference would have probably been a lot more to handle. That's a base hit into the outfield. That's going to score across 1 run. He's getting into second base with the legs as that throw is not going to be in time. Tag is just a little bit too late. His 28th double of the year. Great RBI by him. And that's what I'm talking about. That clutch hitting, I think, would have been just a slightly different feel as C.J. Abrams takes this out to right field. And that ball is gone. 2-run home run as that cutter caught way too much of the plate. His 18th home run of the season, and we honestly think he kind of benefited from that short porch that we have in right field, but nonetheless, it'll still be a 3-1 ball game. And we still aren't even out of this second inning, so home runs have been the plague of this pitching staff. A lot of our runs giving up via way of the home run, not even just like allowing consecutive hits back to back. It's been a problem for our starters, our bullpen. It was one of the main reasons we traded Logan away, because he just could not stay away from the long ball. We get the final out there to end the second. We skip ahead here, top of the third. Still down 3-1 off the right shoulder blade there of Tanner. So that one goes way back to the backstop there where the VIP seats are at. Them things probably cost $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. But Tanner was okay. He stays in the ball game here after getting drilled by that pitch. We'll have to see if his arm is still okay, because that was the pitching arm that got hit. So that's a steal attempt at second base. They will go ahead and easily throw him out there. Feet first lag, not going to get it. Great throw there by Logan, getting him out. And we get another solo home run there in the bottom half, so it's now still 3-2. And they actually let Tanner come out all the way for the 6th inning here. I thought with giving up 3 runs early, they probably would have cut him in the 5th, but there he is still getting strikeouts here in the 6th inning. As Fraley will go sit down, then Julio Rodriguez after him chops this one on the ground over to Carson Williams. Easy throw to first, and they got him.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Luke Riley Trying to start out Riley here with 2 outs, and he will go to swing through that one upstairs. So we're going through 7 innings of work here. They go ahead and finally go to the bullpen. We tie the ball game back up 3-3. And Yaneri Cano comes in, holds the door. Offense gets a 2-run home run there by Pierre. And they're not done here as they get singles, walks, another single, another RBI single. And we are now up 7-3. Cecil Kendrick comes in. He's up a single and a walk, immediately replaced with Jordan Romano. And they've already got 1 run here. First and second, 2 outs. That time run now at the plate. In the first pitch, he sees Abrams trying to muscle it out for a home run. Couldn't be clutch 2 times in a row. And we get our victory here that we need. And that's game 1 of the series down. So taking out game 1 here is very important because now that pushes them back to 8 games down behind us. And the more times and this is the last time that we play the Mariners too. I think the only other series that we have against the division opponent will be the Athletics at the end of the year. But shout out to the offense here today. You saw Mike Trout there, player of the game, 4 for 4 today, 2 home runs, getting up to 18, closing it on 20. Henry's at 37 home runs, 108 RBIs on the day. And then Tanner 6 innings strong, doesn't get the dub, but Cano does. And Cecil Kendrick a little bit concerning there. Only came in for, got 1 out, 1 walk, 1 hit. But it is what it is, and after a game like that, we definitely got to spotlight Mike Trout here for game 2. So he's hit close to 300 all season. The power has been a little bit down from what you're used to with the Mike Trout's type of season. Not in the 20s even here yet, but he is getting closer to it as he's getting closer to, I think, career home run number 500. Yes, he's 2 away from 20, means he's 2 away from 500. So we'll look to see if we can get that here in this episode too as well. Be on the lookout for him to get home run number 20 on the season. So now the Mariners are the 3rd wild card seeded team. Here's that ball's going to get away from the catcher. Runners are going to move up there to 2nd and 3rd. And here in the 1st against Bryce Miller, we have a great chance to get some runs across as we swing through that heater on the hands. And it's not going to be him that gets it done. So going bottom of 4 here, down 1-0. So we get that splitter in on the hands, swings at that sinker upstairs. He's getting pitches to hit. At least he's not throwing those sliders away like that one just tried to attempt to do with the splitter. Not trying to get him to chase here. Goes with another splitter on the zone. That's a called strike 3 that time. Still down 2-0 here. No offense. That's going to be a chopper. Great dive there. I think that's Jazz making the play at second base. I told you the defense would have been immaculate with him. Carson Williams there controlling the middle. Finally letting Carson play his natural position of shortstop and Jazz playing second. If we had been able to do that, I wouldn't have any doubts that this team would be close to 100 wins and we wouldn't be seeing any kind of competition. That's going to be a fly ball right out to center field, right over the head of the second baseman that time around. Jazz unable to reach that one. So here in the 9th inning, we're going to go to full team control, see if we can get this lead back here down 2-1. They're going Ryan Hensley, who has that triple-digit heater. But we're going to hit that 4-seamer out to right field. That's going to hit up against the wall out there. Mike Trout's going to go around third base. He's coming around to score, and we're in there with an RBI double. Logan O'Hoppe ties the ball game up there. 25th double of the year. And next up after him, Nolan Schnell, who has been clutch previously. If we can have another year like he had in the postseason last year, we'll be good with it. We're going to go with a bunt here after swinging and missing on the first attempt. Great steal there. Gets him at third. And he's out at first base with the sacrifice bunt. Vidal Baron will follow the same path here. See if we can get something good to hit so we don't have to bunt the runner home as he swings through that slider upstairs. But before we get to 2 strikes, we're going to go ahead and send the runner across, lay down a perfectly good bunt here to the pitcher. He's not going to even field it before the run comes across. And your Angels take game number 2 as well. And that's a hint to the postseason. We're winning by any means necessary. I don't care if we have to bunt to win, suicide bunt to win the whole entire game. We're getting our runs in where we can. Logan O'Hoppe, 2 extra base hits today, 25th double, 22nd home run, 2020 club for him as he's up to 70 RBIs on the year. And then Reed Detmers, great start, 6 innings, 2 earned, 6 Ks, 3 walks, 5 hits. And Cecil has a much better start in that outing as we do get Shane finally back from injury. So we're going to go ahead and move Cecil Kendrick back down to AAA. Which I did realize that he just had to be on the 40-man roster to be playoff eligible, not be called up. So I kind of, did that unnecessarily. But here we have a Jordan Wick start who is on a 6-game winning streak in his last 8 starts. 6-0, 51 in the 3rd innings, 35 K. So not really getting it done via way of the strikeout, but he doesn't have to when you got the type of stuff he has, the sinker that he has that is actually really good at getting double plays like this one, as Vidal Brujan starts up the double play there at short. We had an injury to Zach Neto, so he's starting here for the next couple of days. Average over 300, a great guy to come off the bench here. Really good contact, really good defense. It's going to be skied out to right field. But he's definitely been a clutch player off the bench too as well. I really love the trades that we made to get our bench stronger. I think they've definitely made a lot of sense to get those moves kind of out of there. And we have to give up too much on a prospect end to get these type of players, as we're going to slide in there safely with a double. So it's a leadoff double there for Vidal. He's in that second base. Doesn't get moved up here with that chopper over to third. I do miss them days where they used to just let you go over to third. They wouldn't even think about trying to tag you. But now, you try that, you getting tagged out immediately. As we go to round this one at third base. Turn it around, though. Throw was way too strong for us to even think about doing something like that with Vidal's speed. So, runs to the corners for Logan Hoppy. This one's going to be chopped on the ground. As long as he can beat the throw to first, we have our run here. And that will be a base hit there, a fielder's choice, as the pitcher could not cover back in. So now we have a tie ball game here, 1-1. Look at Vidal here with a great range over at short. Throw goes over in time for second for one. Back over to first for two. And it's a double play. And we're back showing the bat here for Vidal. Right at first base. Still tied 1-1. Chopper on the ground. That's going to squeeze its way through for a base hit. No runner advancing to third. But first and second, still no outs. Is a way better situation. As that ball's going to be popped up there. Out deep to the outfield. We're going to go and get back to first base. Runner's going to take off for third. And this throw actually goes to the cutoff man. Look at the dive attempt here. Great slide as he evades the tag. That's my first time getting something like that. I haven't gotten that prompt before. I'm glad we were able to get that. I really thought they would throw it to third. Just straight to third to try to get him. But they didn't. They went cutoff man. And then here they had me watch Matt Shaw get walked on 4 straight pitches. And Ohapi just traps this one on the ground again to first base. This time they're going to make the play and no extra runs across. So here, bottom of the 8th, base is loaded this time. So we're at the play here, 2 for 3 on the day. Can we make it a 3-hit ball game and take this lead back here? 326 average with runners in scoring position. As that's pretty good four-seamer there by the pitcher. Not much you can do with that, really. Ooh, got caught frozen on that slide. That was a mean break on that one. And the Mariners actually pull out the dub here today. That was a great chance to get it. I did not see that break coming last second. That was a very good pitch, though, by the Mariners there. Ryan Hensley gets the dub here today. Or no, Andres Munoz gets the dub. Ryan Hensley gets the player of the game. As they win that one 2-1. As they score in the top of the 10th, we could not answer back. Romano gets the loss there, going 2 innings. But after that series, the Astros take over second place at 7.5 games back. The Mariners 8 games back, as we are still on top at 80 wins and 55 losses, which goes to 82 and 56 after winning the series here against the Rangers. 8-6 victory followed up after a 3-0 victory. And now we have a series here against the Dodgers to go to end out August before we get into September call-ups. You can see they're going to be a team that we may have to play in the World Series. I mean, they're at 84 wins right now, leading their division 2 as well. And the first situation we have here with Luke Little has a bases loaded, 1 out, and we are up 5-2. That's going to be a line drive into center field. It looks like we have Bennett Tenney playing center field. He's going to have to show the arm. Here's that throw is going to be up the line. Easy 2 RBI base hit, but there's still a little lead here. We're up 5-4. Mookie Betts with 1 out. First pitch he sees goes into the outfield, right back to Andrew. That's going to score 1, and that's a terrible angle as he couldn't pick it up. Him and Henry just looking at each other over who's going to pick up the ball. Henry finally takes the lead. But so does the Dodgers. 6-5 ball game there thanks to Mookie Betts' 2 RBI double. And they actually end up winning it by that score there. Nothing else to happen. Luke Little was out immediately after. He gave up 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 earned runs. After a start like that, I had to take him out of the setup role. He just was not getting it done for me. That was the second time I've seen him blow a big lead like that. So I'm looking at our other options here. Brock Burke has also been kind of cold his last 10. Ben Joyce has definitely been too cold. Those are his .73 ERA in his last 10 outings, and he's a lefty too, so that keeps us with a righty and a lefty at setup positions. We're going to make that move here as we go into game 2. We win 3-2 with Gennady Cano getting it done for us. Then we go into game 3. Luke Little again comes to the mound, but this time he holds it down. We win that one by a score of 3-1. Tobias Logan and Henry both get home runs here today. Shane in his first start back, 6 2/3, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts, so easing him back into the lineup and rotation, which is good to see. So we end off the month of August at 84-57. Zach Neto comes back from his injury, and it's time for our September call-ups. So with Neto coming back into the rotation, I know Vidal's hitting better. His bat is pretty good. His defense is better too, but his position flexibility is why I want him on the bench. Neto can't play anywhere else but short, while Vidal can play other positions. Now for our September calls, we're bringing, of course, Roman Anthony back up again, and Cecil Kendrick. I mean, it's kind of no duh situation here. We're bringing back up our guys that can be assets to us. Now I thought about Victor Gonzalez here, but I did look and see that he wasn't on the 40-man roster. I forgot to put him on it, so even if I bring him up, he can't play in the postseason. So I thought it was pointless to bring him up. Only other person that kind of could contend with Cecil Kendrick here is Hans Kraus, who also is on the 40-man roster, but Gonzalez wasn't on it. Colin Holderman is not on it either, so they weren't really playoff eligible if I wanted to go those two routes. So I just thought, me personally, I just thought it didn't make sense, right? So Hans Kraus, like I said, was the only other person. He's been killing it at AAA. He does have a good AA stint, but I wanted to go with Cecil, just the young gun there. He's performing actually even better than Hans Kraus is down at AAA, even with a 7-0 record. So, and he was starting to calm it down when he was up here at the pros. He just had one bad outing. So definitely bringing him back up to put things back where it used to be. Now here, as you can see, eliminated the Rangers from the division, trying to get everybody else knocked out of here. At 84-57 wins, we're contending with the Orioles for the best record in the division. So with back-to-back series wins against the Athletics and Cardinals, as we win 2 out of 3 in both of those series, not getting a full sweep, it puts us closer to 90 wins here at 88-59. So we lose to the Nationals, beat them 3-1 in game 2, and going to game 3 here with a runner at first base. Logan trying to get it done here for us in the top of the 9th. The more we get wins, the more we get closer to clinching this division. This could be a very good chance here to get another game away, eliminating even more people out of it. Because as more of them get eliminated, the more we can succeed. So we're going to go ahead and steal off for second base after the strikeout there of Logan O'Hoppe. Mike Trout at the plate now. 2 outs. And he'll at least have a runner in scoring position here, so a base hit can bring him around. So that's going to be a 4-seamer upstairs, taken to the opposite field there and right, and that's gloved in. Unable to make a play on that one, and we actually end up losing that game too as well. 1-0. Took 11 innings to get it done, but only 2 hits as an offense. Had me very concerned with this game. I don't know where it went to, but we better find it immediately. And then the next day out against the Athletics, Shane's in the 8-inning outing here, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and he's going for a complete game shutout. I think this will be his 2nd of the season. So we're up 3-0 here against the Athletics, and if we win this game, I think it eliminates the Athletics from being in contention, and then we just have to worry about the Astros and Mariners still left with only a couple more games till they're eliminated. That's going to be a base hit there off the third base bag. Throw was not even going to be close on that one. That was one of the first times I've seen that. Just up the third base line and hit right off the bag and came back to center. So Mark Tebow now will have a runner at first base. Shane losing the control a little bit here as he pops this one no out to Trout. Trout will settle underneath it. And I really want him to try to get this complete game shut up. But if we get a run, we do have somebody in the bullpen up and ready to go just in case. So still losing his control here. 3-0 count with Zach G off on the on-deck circle. Gonna have to lay a couple here over the plate for Andy to get a good swing on. That's going to be a base hit there. Vidal actually grabs it before it goes to the outfield, and that'll be the complete game shutout. So I really thought that might have had a chance to go to the outfield, but we do get the dub here. Angels back on top yet again, and that'll go ahead and eliminate the Athletics out of contention. Basically, well, not in their season. They still have a chance to get in the wild card, but they can't take the division anymore. As Sal Freely gets his 16th home run of the year. This time a much better offensive showing. 8 hits all around. Only one person went over. A lot of times we got caught stealing today, so I guess they got, base running trigger happy. But here in game 2, we're up 11-3, and Trout's going for his 3rd home run of the day. So he's got 2 home runs, 4 RBIs already. We end up winning 14-4. So with the score jumping up like that, there is a chance that he probably got his 3rd home run. He did not. He only sticks with 2 there for it. Okay. Henry does get a home run. He gets 5 RBIs in the day. Trout with 4 RBIs. So that's phenomenal work. Christian Javier, 5 innings, 3 earned. Pretty early exit for stats like that, but we still got the dub, so it's okay. And that clinches a playoff spot too as well. So now Astros are eliminated. The Mariners are close to being eliminated, but we do clinch a playoff spot with that last win. And a win here and the Mariners loss could mean that we take the entire division here at this point. So we're going to go ahead and jump in this game as that's a line drive right at third base. Nolan Stell not able to take advantage of the bases loaded situation here. Down 1-0 with Paul Blackburn at the plate. As that ball is going to be taken for liftoff. A long fly ball for the rookie. 438 feet off the scoreboard. Are you serious? That grand slam was absolutely murdered. His 22nd home run of the year. 109 on the exit velo on that one. He just got a hold of that ball completely. I think that was a 4-seamer up at the chest, and he did not miss a single piece of it. As we get the dub here today, of course, hitting a grand slam like that, it's got to mean victories. As Vidal gets player of the game, 2 for 3, a home run and a double. His home run actually ended up being the game winner there in the 10th, as they actually bounced back in that bottom half of the 5th inning and gave up 3 earned runs to tie the ball game back up. We had to win it in extras. So thank you, Vidal, for getting his 3rd home run of the season. Who blew the save? No blown save. Tanner Houck just bad 5th inning. They let him finish it out too to get it all the way through, but great job by the bullpen. Ben Joyce actually even having a good outing too as well. Still haven't clinched the division, but the Mariners are just 1 game back. And actually, if you look at, they're on an 11-game winning streak. Who are they playing? Let me go look at their schedule. Who are they? No wonder they beat the Rangers, which a bad team. Sweep the Guardians, who was pretty good. Sweep the Astros, even better, and then sweep the Cardinals, who are booty. Now they're in their only hard series of the month against the Padres, who have 85 wins. So this could be a chance for us to take everything, as they have the White Sox and Athletics after this. So we need them to struggle against the Padres, so we can go and take care of this division once and for all. So bottom of the 9th here, we're down 4-3. I think as long as the Mariners lose, we still take the division no matter what we do. But might as well, if we're still in the game, try to get this dub. And we're going to go to the bullpen here. Or not bullpen, but the bench. Bring in Roman Anthony just for a little bit boost of his speed over there at first base. So we're going to take off there for the steal attempt. Bunt misses, but he's in there safely. That throw was way too high. Neto not able to get the bunt down as the runner is at second base, though, because of it. That's a line drive into the outfield. That's going to be a base hit that gets down. We're kind of glad, I guess, he misses the bunt then, as the throw to the plate will not be in time, and the move to get Anthony on the pass worked out for us. If anybody else had been there, we'd have been called out. We're going to steal off for second base with the speed of Neto, and he's in there safely. So tie ball game here, no outs. You know what we're doing. Bunt here from Matt Shaw, goes down the third base line. He picks it up, scoops it, throw goes over, not in time, and it's a safe bunt. Bunt single down the third base line. I don't know if it's because he had to cover third or what, but that move made them want to go to the bullpen. They're bringing in a new arm. We're in the bottom half of the 9th, though. If this run comes around, we win. So we try to swing there on the first pitch. Carson Williams misses. Swings through that slider away. Looks like they're going to give him the green light to try to get this at bat done. Cienciano Almonte is throwing this one out of the zone, trying to get him to chase, and he goes down low and misses. Nobody able to advance with 1 out here. We're not taking any chances. Sal Frelick with his speed. Bunt down over the second base. Throw well too late, as that's going to be another ball game that we win. And with that win, that should clearly go to wrap up the division. You see the players are getting too hyped here. We got the dubs on the board, and I know the fans are ready for their team to get back into the postseason, as that win will clinch us with the AL West. 9 hits today as a team all the way around. Only 2 extra base hits though for the squad, but what's that, 6 stolen bases here today compared to 1 caught stealing. Reed Detmers, great outing, 5 1/3, 4 earned. Bullpen, great way to shut it down. And at 93-61, we now have the American League West, and we're fighting with the Orioles, who are also 91-63. for that #1 seed. Now, both the 1 and 2 seeds do get buys, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's home field advantage for the whole playoff season. I want top dog spot, especially after winning the World Series last year. So we end up winning game 2, losing game 3, and ending the minor league seasons as AAA goes to the postseason. AA will end their year not making it. And so we'll look at a couple stats here, a couple key players. Take a little bit of a break from the major league action. Cole Fontelli, a D potential player though, led in hits though with 113. So we had a lot of guys hitting over 100 hits this year. 15 home runs is the most by Oswaldo Montana. D potential prospect as well, and he had a fantastic season batting .280, 48 RBIs. Might be one of those players that's worth bumping up his potential because he definitely played above it despite seeing negative regression. Joe Mize had a alright season, still not seeing much out of him or John Snowden despite them getting positive development and being on fire. Not really seeing a whole lot I like out of them. Now pitching wise, Douglas Ellison, another struggle type of season, 4.62 ERA, 1.37 WHIP. Only gave up 15 home runs though, 100 strikeouts, so that's not too bad. A 2.4 WAR is really good, but I definitely want to see more. I want to see that ERA get to a 3. Now Tyrell Moya here, he had a pretty good year though, 3.34 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, 8-5 record. I mean, the only thing I kind of knock on him is that stamina being in the 60s. I don't like my starters to typically be that low. And then Tyrell Breachin here, up to a 72 overall, 36 for 7. In his save opportunities, he was actually very good in the closer role. Francis Texedo, 4.6 ERA, pretty high WHIP too as well. Carlo Cordero, who actually has the stamina to be a starter, had a pretty good first year here at the AA level. And at AAA, the starting rotation was fire enough to go in and get us into the postseason. Alberto Mendez doing his job, 40 saves here at the AAA level, up to a 75 overall now. So we definitely have 2 really good options we could possibly choose from to take over that closer role after Jordan Romano. But I'm really just proud to see what he was able to put up. 3.02 ERA, 1.31 WHIP to go along with it. The bullpen down here was lights out, and Dave Stewart led the way in wins with 14 of them. He's up to a 75 overall. Definitely probably would make it at least a spring training invite, if not make the team next year for sure. I mean, the ERA 3.25, WHIP is at a 1.1. Only 16 home runs given up through his 30 starts. Definitely would be a strong contention for making the rotation next season if we were doing one more year. Now, hitting wise, Omar Quintana hasn't seen too much positive regression since we upped his boost, but did have the most hits at 155 for sure. Home runs, 18 by Franklin Kern, who we traded for despite seeing negative regression in his power. Led the team with home runs. Christian Moore, 17 home runs. Batted .237 though, so the average is still low. Max Schumann down here batted .267, 10 home runs isn't too bad. You see Kelly Crucian here, despite being hurt for most of the second half, batted .279, 9 home runs, 46 RBIs as well. Have a lot of guys here on the IL, so a lot of spots that could be filled by AA players since their seasons are over to kind of help out with some of this extra depth that we need. Definitely need somebody else to come in the infield, a backup catcher, outfield, maybe some pitching. So with room to add 4 or 5 different players, we're going to bring up Oswaldo Montana from AA to AAA. I'm going to bring up Tyrell Breachin from AA to AAA so that way he can get some middle relief work. We're going to also move up Ronald Rosario as to be a backup catcher. Out of the 2 second basemen we could have picked, I'm going with Aurora Vera. He had the better season at AA, so he's going up to AAA. And then last but not least, Tyrell Moya as a long reliever. We're going to see what he can do at AAA too as well, as his numbers were impressive despite not having the stamina to be a starter to me. So I will go to move down one of the AA relievers too as well. And yeah, I think this AAA team has a good chance to make a run for it. I think Dave Stewart can possibly lead them to a good outing or two, and maybe even get a championship there at AAA. It would definitely cement that legacy of the minors to go and move you up to the pros. So I'm just going to simulate through here the postseason, see what they do. We end up getting game 1 2-1, losing game 2, and then losing game 3. So unfortunately, was not able to make things happen here. See, 10 hits in this first game. That's great offense as Warner Blakely gets a home run. Samuel was the starter here. 5 innings, 1 earned, 4 Ks. As Tyrell Breachin actually makes it in. Only gets 1 out, but is able to get the out without giving up any runs. Next day out, 7 hits, 2 RBIs, but no homers this time. Chase, 5 innings, 2 earned. We just didn't provide him any offense here today. And then next out, 13 hits as an offense. Home run by Christian Moore. How did we not come away with more runs? 13 hits and only 3 runs were able to come across, including a 3 for 4 by Adrian Placid. Hunter Barco has a pretty bad start, though. 4 innings, 4 earned runs. That's actually pretty bad. But we go up to the majors, and we're actually on a 4-game losing streak. We got swept by Kansas City there. Or Cleveland. And now we're in a series against Kansas City where we win game 1. Go into game 2 here where Shane is not able to get it done. We lose that one. Did he give up any runs, though? Was that him that gave up the bases loaded? He did give up 1 run on that. Oh, no. Jose Hernandez actually gave up 1 later. So he actually made it out of that bases loaded situation on his own. So we win 1, lose 1. Will we win our final series of the year and go 96 wins or go 95 wins? As Christian Javier is going for a complete game shutout here. Only has an inning and 2/3 left to go. We're up 5-0. I'm going to go ahead and see if he can get it on his own, as Victor Caratini is going to be out for 2 to 3 months. He breaks his leg right before the postseason, and now we might not have a backup catcher at all. Because I don't think any of the guys at AAA are ready to take over a role like that other than Kelly Crucian, and he's not coming back for the postseason. Christian Javier does get the complete game victory there for us, so we'll have to figure out what we're doing with catcher later. Let's check these end of the year stats, though. As Tobias Logan leads us in runs with 105 as a rookie. Finished with 177 hits as well. Led us in at bats. 22 home runs, 83 RBIs, batted 265. As Henry also goes with 40 home runs, a new career high, under 22 RBIs, batting 271. Logan finished with 26 and 84. Trout finished with 23 and 83, which does mean that he hit his 500th home run in this episode. So shout out to a long career for Mike Trout. He's up to 503 home runs in his career now in the series. Tobias Logan, once again, great start. So that's 4 guys over 20 home runs. 8 guys over in the double-digit range, over 14 or more. And everybody that played at the majors at least had a home run of some kind. So I'm really proud of all of them for being able to do that. Stolen bases were pretty wild here. Tobias Logan led in that category too, 16. He led in a lot of our offensive categories. Average, nobody finished above 300 even on the bench, but Trout, the highest starter at 288, splitting 370 and 505. Nolan split 272, 367, 438. Henry split 271, 332, and 560, and I think this team is ready to go. I mean, we have a rookie that's killing it. Mike Trout is back up to form. Henry's just had the best season of his life. Both Nolan and Logan are having fantastic seasons. Our bench is actually crazy strong with guys that have speed, guys that have contact, and I wouldn't be able to be mad at dipping into my bench at all. And then you just talk about the speed factor that we have, the ability to do suicide squeezes and bunt plays and stuff like that. The power that everybody's shown us. Ben Rice is a 381 ISO. That man must have barely any at-bats. There's no way that 10.5 at-bats per home run. Crazy season. And then let's not talk about the pitching staff, though. Shane, Christian, Tanner. And then you throw in Reed and Jordan, too, as well. We can actually go 5 deep with the rotation. Relievers are great, as Jordan Romano has saved a lot of games for us and haven't had too many blowns at all. Our starters are going to go deep into games. We have 2 guys close to 200, and Shane actually was hurt for 2 or 3 starts, so he really probably could have got 200. Christian could have got to 200. Tanner's finished out at about 160. Reed about 158. 158 strikeouts to go along with it. So we could have definitely got some other high-end stuff if we had Reed be a starter the whole time. Now, George Klassen here ended up finishing pretty cold for his first year up here full-time. Only guy with an ERA over 5. Only one of 2 people over 4. As far as starts go, 20 quality starts for Shane, 19 for Christian, 18 for Jordan, 15 for Tanner, and 10 for Reed. Home runs allowed was a serious problem here. Even Tanner gave up 31, but Lord knows Logan Gilbert probably gave up like 60 before we even traded him. With how many he was giving up, Shane goes with a 5.7 WAR. Let's look at the advanced numbers here. It's not liking too many of our pitchers too much. Let's look at some of these league leaders. As Shane leads in looks like 3 different categories: strikeouts, WHIP, and WAR. Have to see if we have anybody else leading anything. Bobby Witt Jr. leads in average and hits for the American League. So Kansas City definitely got some guys that can, bat, swing that thing. Home runs with 40 home runs, ends up finishing 7th place, which feels pretty low for 40 home runs. But Brooke Rocker with 48 and 138 RBIs on top of that, as Henry finishes in 4th. Tobias Logan tied for first in runs in the American League with Jaron Duran with 105, which is good. Stolen bases. I mean, it'd probably take me all day to find somebody that led that list. 16 is pretty low, but OPS, Mike Trout and Henry are up here, 11 and 12, 692, 675. Wins, Shane's tied for fourth with 15. Tied for first in losses, though, with 5, with Jordan Wicks as well. So I'm surprised they didn't show that on the list of things that he won. Saves, Will Best ends up leading the American League. Jordan Romano tied for fourth with 48, but 57 saves by Will Best. How many blown? 5. That man was just saving every single ball game. He's like 62 total attempts there for him. Shane ends up being tied for second in shutouts with 2, as Garrett Cole had 3 of them. Led the way in strikeouts as Paul Skeens just barely edged him out at 209 compared to 207 for the MLB lead. Innings pitched here, Shane finishes 5th. I'm not seeing Logan Gilbert at the top, which is actually good to see. So it looks like he's finished this year struggling with Boston. As we got the pitching war leader too as well. And the batting war highest that we have was Sal Frelick at 816 with a 4.5. MVP goes to Brent Rooker. Finally taking it in back-to-back years for the Astros. Shane McClellan gets the CY Young, our first CY Young of the series. Batting title goes to Bobby Witt Jr. First time he's won that award too as well. Reliever of the year goes to Will Best. His second time in the last 3 years. It was with the Tigers first and now with the Yankees. We have 3 back-to-back years of Rookie of the Year winners coming from the Angels. First Henry, then Carson, and now Tobias. Well over home runs, more RBIs, way better average. Hank Aaron Award goes to Aaron Judge, of course. We'll look to see if we have any Gold Glovers. Anybody playing really good defense? Not even at second base there. What about shortstop? Carson Williams finishes second, just behind Bobby Witt Jr. So I guess maybe more of an impact on the assists than the putouts. And in the outfield, don't have anybody taking any Gold Gloves home there. Silver Sluggers, Tobias finishes second for Silver Slugger for DH. That's actually pretty impressive. Logan Hoppy takes it for catcher. Mike Trout in the outfield maybe would be my only other guess, or maybe Henry. Henry does win it for a Silver Slugger for an outfielder, so that's one of his first pieces there. Now team rankings here, you can see we finished 15th in batting average, batting 253 as a team, so about middle of the pack that you can handle. At bats, we finished at 3rd place, which is good to see. Runs, we finished in the top 10. At 10 with 710 of them things. Hits, we end up finishing at 11th. Okay, not too bad. Extra base hits, doubles, we're at looks like about middle of the pack, 15th, which you can handle. Home runs, don't really ever look at triples too often. We actually finished at 10th with home runs with 201, which is good. RBIs, caught stealing, strikeouts, slugging. Let's see, let's go to the defense, because we did have some pretty impressive stuff there. First in putouts, 3rd in errors, 3rd in fielding position, or fielding percentage, as only the Blue Jays and Dodgers were better. 4th in ERA, tied for 2nd in complete games. Shutouts, looks like some teams had some really good like team shutouts. We only finished with 12, or tied for 12th with 11. Tied for first in saves with 61, despite Jordan Romano being so far behind. We got other people coming and get more saves. Home runs allowed, I wanted to check this one out. I feel like we're at the bottom of this list, unless it's not counting Logan's home runs anymore. Actually, we're tied for 13th. I wonder if it's factoring Logan's into that or not. Win percentage, we finished with the 3rd best record in the league, right behind the Dodgers and Reds, who both finished with the best records on their respective sides. So that's why they're the top 2 seeds. You see we're the 1 seed with Baltimore at 2. So that means we're playing the winner of the Mariners and Boston, which could be really good rematches for either one. Kansas City and New York on the other side. And then for the NL, Arizona and San Diego, Philadelphia and New York. So if you guys are ready for the postseason, we will first get into our Madden Superstar mode, finish that series out, going back-to-back videos on that, and then we will go back-to-back videos here on the postseason. So these will be coming out back-to-back when it's time to drop. Make sure you guys tune into the channel so you guys can know when they go live, and turn that bell on so you guys win specifically this series. But I love every single one of you guys. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for your boy. I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. I'm out. Later.